Go.
Let me ask you a question. Hello, world, by the way. We're doing the Go-Gos today, and Chris, I have a question for you. Do you feel like I feel? To take a song title?
No, I don't.
Deja vu. Yes, you do. It's like we've done this before.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, we're re-recording this because our whole video was blurry. We did have one earlier that was blurry that I did put up. Not this blurry, though.
Okay. So, where do we start? Alright, so we're doing the Go-Gos, and the reason is because Jane Weedland, part of the Go-Gos, had her own solo career. Other words, this would actually be Belinda Carlisle / the Go-Gos, but we have to include her, so now we're just doing the Go-Gos and the 2 solo careers.
Right.
Alright, so Belinda Carlisle, obviously the person you guys know, because they do still play her songs, at least Heaven in the Real World. That's the one that gets played all the time. By the way, didn't ask this in our other video, you won't know this, but would you rather buy Heaven in the Real World? You're not buying the debut, obviously. Heaven in the Real World.
Yeah, because it only has
Mad About You, and that's really it. So, Heaven in the Real World or Beauty and the Beat. That's your choices.
Okay.
Or do you like the second Go-Gos?
I would do Belinda Carlisle because the quality from the Go-Gos to Belinda Carlisle changed so much. So.
Yes. And, when she was off on her own, she brought other artists in. Because when she was with the Go-Gos, it was just those 5 and just those 5 all the time.
Yeah, she didn't play an instrument. She was the singer.
Did she do any writing?
I don't think so.
It was mainly the other.
Yeah, there was a couple of the girls that did the writing, and one girl she was suing for royalties, I think, because the band decided that they were going to split the royalties evenly between all of them, and that's pretty dirty to do to a songwriter, because whoever writes the song is usually the one that benefits.
Doing extra work. Now, songwriting, I would think, is easier than music writing.
Yeah.
But their music writing was pretty basic, at least like on songs like We Got the Beat.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have the record of the first female band to write and play their own material while being an all-female band.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen
because originally they formed a band, right? We said this last time. They formed a band, didn't know how to play their instruments. Here, learn this. Usually the band audition is, hey, we need a bass player. Do you know how to play it? No, I'll learn. That's not how you do it. Usually you want to hear the bass players,
yes,
and then pick the one you think fit your band.
Right. There's a meme about that. When you get hired, you don't know what you're doing. I forget what the meme is. I wish I would have looked it up first. You should be paid harder or more wages because this looks really hard and I don't know what I'm doing. That's not the meme, but it's funny when I will look it up. Maybe you'll have to cut this. All right, so think of any other female bands?
Let's play. There's
Vixen, all female bands.
Bananarama, Bangles.
Did Bananarama play their instruments?
I don't know. Did they have
Probably
more than
not.
2 hits?
They had 2. They at least had 2. Venus and Cruel Summer. Those are the only 2 I can name.
Cruel Summer was Bangles, wasn't it?
Nope. That was Bananarama.
Okay.
All right. But Bangles. There's the other one. And Vixen.
And you said Spice Girls.
I said Spice Girls, but obviously
they didn't play their own instruments, right?
Yeah. And then famously, Robert Palmer's band.
Who also did not play their instruments.
Backup band. And they all look, and you couldn't tell who was who in that band, right?
Right, they all look alike. They're clones.
He did. He literally had Sammy Hagar's machine to make that band.
Right.
Okay, so Belinda Carlisle was married to James Mason's son. You're like, who's James Mason?
Yeah.
So
famous movies be North by Northwest, villain,
20,000 Leagues
Captain
Under the
Nemo
Sea.
from
That's who he was, Captain Nemo.
He was Captain Nemo.
Okay, and I like Evil Under the Sun because that's way better Hercule Poirot than Who's the guy that does it now?
Well, Peter Ustinov, because that's the one we like.
Yes.
Because they've done Evil Under the Sun 3 different times.
On the TV
They
show.
had the
that
TV
guy.
show, and there's another one also.
Not Kenneth Branagh. He hasn't done it yet.
No.
But his are unwatchable. I can't stand his movies. All right, we only watched half of the new one. All right, and then he also was in Folks with Roger Moore. And the only reason we like Roger Moore is because he's the best James Bond.
That's our opinion.
All right. Anyway, so that's who she's married to. So she's not British, but she married a British guy.
Right.
Okay. Jane Weedland, she's tied to movies, just not by marriage. she was in Clue.
Her biggest, she was in Clue, singing Telegram Girl. I am a singing Telegram. Bam, you're dead. That's a bit part.
She's like, this is going to make me go places.
Yeah.
And then she was also Joan of Arc in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
But her biggest song on her own was Rush Hour, but not that nothing to do with the movies. For Rush Hour.
Right. You're like, which movies?
Rush Hour.
Do people watch that movie? I mean, that's been a decade for that movie. But Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
Right.
So that has nothing to do with it. It went all the way up to 9. She put out a few other songs, but they didn't even crack the top 40.
I couldn't place any of them. I'm like, I don't think I've heard any of these.
Nope. She was involved with a guy from a band called Sparks, which is why she did a song with them. We'll get into that later. Other movie stuff. Belinda Carlisle, she did show up in a Kurt Russell Goldie Hawn movie called Swing Shift.
Yeah.
That was Goldie Hawn, right?
Yes.
Okay, and they're married.
I don't.
Or are they still married?
I don't think
they were married for a while ago.
I didn't think they were
They
married.
never
at
got
all.
married?
I didn't think they did.
They were a thing for like a long time.
They still are. I don't think
Okay.
they're married though.
Okay.
I
didn't
could
know
be
that.
wrong, but I don't think they are.
Yeah. And then here's one last movie tie. Diane Keaton. She played Annie Hall. I forget what else. She was a baby boomer. First time I remember that term. She directed
Two of the
videos for
for
Belinda Carlisle.
Yeah. Heaven is the heaven on earth.
Heaven is
I was gonna say heaven is the real world.
Stephen Chris Chapman, right?
Yeah.
Heaven is a place on earth.
Yeah. Which we didn't talk about this the last time we did the video, but that's not gonna go up. But that annoys me so much when they're holding the gloves.
Yes,
and
it gets faster.
running. I'm like, that's so stupid. That's,
Somebody thought this would be really cool.
no, it's not.
And I should have looked this up in Wikipedia. Is there an actual city named Heaven?
Yeah, I'm sure there are. There are plenty.
Yeah, so
Just like there's-
so Heaven probably is a place on earth.
So is hell. Hell is also a city on.
Well, Hell was a movie for Clint Eastwood, right? He High Plains Drifter. He renamed the town Hell,
Oh yeah.
and then he painted it red, like fire. So, but Heaven, I'm sure there's a place. There is almost Heaven.
Ice cream.
No, that's the slogan for West Virginia.
No, I'm saying almost heaven is an ice cream place.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay. I think I've seen that billboard. But no, there's almost heaven is West Virginia, which means definitely that's not heaven.
Yeah.
It's nearby.
But if you're talking about the real heaven, which some people don't believe exists, but heaven is a place on earth. Is it though?
No.
I mean, there's places you go, like, this is what I imagine heaven's like you
Right.
go to the beach.
Yeah, but if you went to heaven, it would trump even that place. And yeah, most people would say, is there a place on earth that's closer to heaven or hell? Most people are saying hell. At least today they are.
Yeah.
All right, so I know we did this last time, so I gotta make sure I mention it. So I get weak.
You do?
I am weak. I'm 53, I feel weak. So yes, I do get weak. But the song I Get Weak was originally written for Stevie Nicks, which is funny to me. I mean, aside from the gravelly pitch voice, I get weak. You know, imagine that song sung by her. But yeah, she had an up and down relationship with Lindsey Buckingham. You would assume that song would be about him, and it wouldn't fit because we know they were constantly like this. Who else did she go out with that she would sing about? So I can see that definitely fit better with Belinda Carlisle. And then lastly, Jane Wiedlin. She probably wrote a lot of the Go-Gos songs. She was a writer, and she co-wrote Keith Urban's first #1 country hit. In case you don't know who Keith Urban is, he's married to
Nicole Kidman, right?
And you said they're both Australian.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about Keith Urban, but I did know that about Nicole Kidman. Because her first movie was, that I remember, Dead Calm.
Okay, yeah.
And
Sam Neill.
Yeah, and that's when Tom Cruise noticed her. All right, so let's get to the Go-Go's top 10. First, honorable mentions. I have 2, you have 1. Your song that is Summer Rain. And Summer Rainy sucks.
Yeah, it's summer. You're not supposed to be raining.
Spring rain. I mean, that's when it's supposed to rain, is the spring.
It's supposed to be April. April
showers.
April showers bring May flowers.
Right. Okay, and then the 2 songs.
Is that when the Mayflower came over here? Was it April? You bring the Mayflower.
Okay. My honorable mentions. 1 is called Cool Places, Jane Wiedlin / Sparks. I like that. I don't like the video. The video is kind of stupid with that guy who dances that weird way. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Just for his dance. And then the other song is called...
Can it be any weirder than Peter Wolf, though?
Yes. Yes, it can. I mean, his dances were corny, too. I mean, there's a lot of dances. You're like, how'd they come up with that? Like, do people actually still do the Macarena?
I don't know.
Should they? I mean, the chicken dance at the weddings.
Matt Walsh, he said he was... Macarena was his thing at weddings. his dance video, which is pretty funny. So.
Right. Okay, so and then the other song is called I Feel Free, which was a cover song from the band Cream.
She feels a lot of things.
She does.
She feels weak. She feels free. Do you feel what I feel?
Yeah, I think she had another song about a feeling too.
Yeah.
It just didn't make our list.
Yeah, she's mad about you. That's a feeling.
Right, she's head over heels.
She's head over heels when she was at the Go-Gos, which head over heels, mad about you is pretty same.
I mean, really, when you sing a song, it is about your feelings.
Yeah.
Thankfully, she didn't sing the song Feelings.
Feelings.
That's a stupid song.
Who sang that?
I don't remember, but it was definitely the 70s.
All right.
Okay, so let's get to our actual top 10. First, number 10, from Runaway Horses, Leave a Light On, which you put as high as number 2.
Yeah, I heard it, and I'm like, oh, I remember this one. Because just looking at titles, I didn't think I knew it. And then when I went back and listened, I'm like, definitely know that one.
And you're all thinking how to get up to number 10. It's because I think it's a 16. So it's way down at 10. But it did make the list, so be happy for that. Yes, and you mentioned Billy Joel
has a song called Turn the Light On.
Which I still have not heard. Yeah, okay.
Or is it Turn the Light Back on?
I don't know. Turn off the lights. Okay,
there is a cartoon I remember
okay.
where doesn't like somebody turn a light on, you hear a voice, turn that light on. I remember
Yes,
I don't remember what the
there's a
cartoon
lot
was.
of things. Even Popeye, he gets a bucket on his head. He'll say, "Who turned the light
Oh
on?"
yeah.
Okay, but that wasn't in the Popeye movie,
Yeah.
and that's one of the things I hate about that Popeye movie is they missed the opportunity to say that. Okay, number 9, Vacation, coming from Vacation. I put this at 10.
The album,
You have it
Vacation.
at 7. Right. Already back in the Go-Go's, they were thinking of heaven on earth, right? They wanted to go to paradise. Number 8. Oh, by the way, let's talk about Vacation. So,
The album.
the album shows them
Water skiing.
water skiing. For some reason, I used to think they were in a pyramid. Because there are water skiers that will do that.
there are you have seen water skiers where they're on their shoulders.
Yes.
Like in a pyramid, yeah.
But the question is, was that actually them?
Yeah, and that's also their cover right? The video has them doing it.
But you can tell that's
In
probably
the
not.
close-ups, you can tell it's a green screen in the back. Yeah.
So they had green screens back then.
I'm not sure it was a green screen. Actually, it might have just been what is
They
it?
were
rear projection.
Okay, that could be
Same thing, pretty much.
right. But did they have Photoshop? So could they put their faces on other people's bodies?
Yeah, it's interesting to watch like old black and white movies or even TV shows where the camera's right on the guy who's driving, he's turning,
Right.
and if you watch the
Back.
rear screen projection, it's not matching the direction the car is going whatsoever.
Well, even the first James Bond movie, let's mention.
Oh yeah,
Doctor No.
yeah.
It's horrible. I'm looking outside the car. Okay, number 8, coming from Beauty and the Beat. We Got the Beat, which is obviously why they changed it from Beast to Beat.
Right.
I have this at 5. You have it
In
at
our
12.
history, because when we started in the marching band, we played drums, and the first song we learned was that one, which
For a parade.
yeah, but it was only a year old, I think, when we played it.
Yeah.
So
Which
it's
was
relative-
that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I think even most marching bands will try to take something recent.
Yeah.
So the crowd knows what they're playing.
Yeah.
All right, number 7, coming from Heaven. Heaven on Earth is actually the album title, but Heaven is a Place on Earth is the song title. But Heaven on Earth is the album, and this is Circle in the Sand. I have this at 6. You have it at 8.
Then you mentioned in the previous video you didn't see. You mentioned SpongeBob. I watched it
What after I said
after you talked about.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
so
there's a sea bear. Is it a
sea bear. Yep.
And in order to not get hurt when there's a sea bear, I guess you have to draw a circle in the sand
And get in a
the
circle.
circle, which is a stupid thing, right? Really?
Yeah. Now the thing I will say about that is that Squidward gets attacked because he doesn't believe them. But he asks them, "What do I do not to get attacked?" And they're like, "Don't wear a sombrero weird." Yeah.
There's other stuff.
Tells them all these things not to do, and then he does them all.
at once.
So, yeah, guys, can you blame the sea bear for attacking him? He provoked him.
But anyways, I like the part where he could join them in their circle, so he draws his own, and he still gets mauled. And SpongeBob goes, "That's an oval."
Yeah, so
It's funny. Okay, like a sea bear can tell the difference. What about a circle? It makes it okay?
So the circle is in the sand. So apparently the wall it goes up.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? All right, number 6, coming from Live Your Life, Be Free. Do you feel like I feel? And I have this at 9. You have it at 5. The only song that we like from that album. It might have been the only ranked song on the album, probably. But in the video, she's supposedly giant because the buildings are this tall, and they show the miniature cars down here, which it's not like she attacked anything.
No.
It would be funny if she was
He says based on a movie called Attack of the Cheerleader.
50-foot cheerleader.
50-foot cheerleader. But there was a movie, black and white movie called Attack
Oh,
of
yeah.
the 50-foot woman.
Maybe.
Okay, and
There
then,
was
and
also
then there was also
The Amazing Colossal Man.
Yeah.
So, okay, number 5, coming from Talk Show, Head Over Heels, which is the second time we've mentioned a song called Head Over Heels. First one by Tears for Fears, which that video is better.
Well, I mean, most of their, well, no, I can't say most of their videos, but I mean, this is just them
Right.
playing. It's
Correct.
It just goes from one.
Yeah.
They don't do anything special.
Here's the first time we'll mention their music, though. We're talking about them, but not their music, just ranking their songs. But yeah, they got the clap part. Head over heels.
Yeah,
Everybody does that. So, and then they actually show them playing their instruments to prove we are the all-female band. All right, but I have this at 11, just outside of the 10.
yeah.
You have it at 3.
I thought. I mean, if you look at the list, we've already done Vacation. Well, I don't know if we've done all of them. I wasn't.
No, we haven't.
Okay. So
we haven't done all of them yet.
In my list, that was the best Go-Go song.
Correct.
I don't know if it was in your list the best.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so So I'm like, why did that album? It wasn't the best sales wise.
Right.
So,
Which one was? We got Beauty and the Beat.
probably.
Probably because it was brand
Yeah, I
new.
I
debut.
think the first one was their best. Second one did slightly not as good, but still okay.
And then the first one had the cover where they all had the face masks.
Yeah.
And they're in towels.
Yeah.
They all just took showers or something.
Yeah. That's why everybody bought that album.
Right.
Let's see the inside cover. Oh! No, they don't take them off.
All right, the number 4, coming from Beauty and the Beat. This would be my favorite Go-Go song. I had it at 4. You have it at 9. It's "Our Lips Are Sealed," which is the reason we didn't mention who was next prior to this video, because our lips are sealed. The question is, okay, just because you close your mouth,
Yes.
are your lips sealed?
Well, that's what I said in the last video that it was blurry. I said, if it was sealed, is it glue? Or is it like the Saw movie where they sewed them together? And
Yes, or duct tape.
a duct tape, yeah. Or sometimes you go like, my lips are sealed.
They
Like,
throw the
they're
key
throwing
away.
the key away. Like,
Which is stupid.
yes.
If you ever lock anything up,
Hey, go get that key. Try to open it back up. Where do you insert it? I don't know. Between, if somebody has the hole between the teeth, you try to get it in there.
now Hannibal Lecter had that whole big face mask on.
Okay.
Could he still talk behind it?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
because
his lips aren't sealed with
his
that.
lips were sealed. It had a face and it had bars.
Right.
Like
But he ate people, so that's why. So you
his lips weren't sealed. His lips were busy chewing flesh.
all right. Number 3
Oh wait, but Belinda Carlisle had an autobiography.
called Lips Unsealed.
Yes.
So she got the glue solvent.
Yeah. That's what that's another thing that these celebrities do when they have an autobiography. It has to be a title related to something they're famous for. They're an actor, it's gonna be a movie, right? If they're a musician, it's gonna be based on a song or album title.
I mean, that's probably smart marketing.
Yeah, smart marketing. Yes.
Yeah, like she has something that's totally like skydiving off a cliff. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, number 3, coming from Heaven on Earth. I have this as my favorite song overall. You have it at 10, and it is "I Get Weak."
The opposite of what's one that you had down in 16? What was that? Leave a light on. Or turn a light on. Leave a light on?
Leave a light on.
Leave a light on.
How's "I Get Weak"? Opposite of
I had it high, you had it low.
Oh, I got 2 and 10. Yes.
I switched.
All right. How's that possible? Oh yeah, that means. Oh, that I had it as 16, not 10. 16 and 2. I'm trying. My 6 looks like a 10. All right. Sorry. Anyways, so first thing you think of when you say "I get weak" is the Toxic Avenger.
Yeah. It's been remade, and Peter Dinklage plays the Toxic Avenger. But the original, way back in, it was early 80s?
It's got to be early 80s from Trauma.
Melvin.
Trauma
Melvin was the
Studios.
janitor, and he was passing a mirror, and he goes, "Nee," and his arm just is really thin, and it didn't have any muscle whatsoever. And I think of that.
I think Looney Tunes does that. They'll have somebody go like this, and then it goes beep.
Oh yeah, it's the rubbery.
Opposite.
Like is there no bone in there? What the heck?
All right, number 2, coming from same album, Heaven on Earth. It's "Heaven is a Place on Earth." I have this at 3. You have it at 4.
Yeah, and since we've already talked about this song, let's go back to "I Get Weak." The cartoon, the opposite of that. When somebody's really muscular and they go, the muscle comes out, and then several other muscles come out and have their own muscle.
like when well, Popeye will do that.
And it ends up having like 4 different muscles.
Popeye does that, where he takes spinach and he does the not only does it to a muscle,
Oh, it goes through his whole body. Yeah.
but it forms a hammer.
Oh.
How do you do that? But no, we can talk about Heaven as a Place on Earth, because
Oh, yeah.
one thing we forgot to mention is this in the middle. after the guitar solo or whatever it is, it has some drum parts. And those drum parts are made by Kenny Aronoff, who was the drummer for John Cougar Mellencamp.
I can't think of his name. I knew who it was.
You had the album he was on.
Scarecrow. I know. I couldn't think of his name. You put me on the spot.
And I believe, so this came 2 years after Scarecrow. So after he done touring, he then went there.
Yeah, I had the picture of the guy. I couldn't think of his name.
And you know what? I think after Scarecrow, John Cougar was looking to get a new
He was going to fire him.
Because I remember in Modern Drummer, there was an interview, and he said, I had to prove myself again. And so when the next album came, Lonesome Jubilee with Paper in Fire, that was him. So he fought for his job. He goes, hey, you think I can't do it? Go listen to Belinda Carlisle's album. Prove I am a still good drummer. All right, number 1. Now, Kenny Aronoff's good, but you really need a good guitar player. So our number 1 song comes from Belinda, her debut, and it's Mad About You.
And it's the best because it has Duran Duran's Andy Taylor.
Yes.
That's why we like it.
Yeah, so you have this as your number 1. I have it at my number 2 because I Get Weak better. But yeah, so it's Andy Taylor. This was in 1986.
He was in Power Station.
He was. That was 85.
Okay, so...
But 86, he had his own hit single out there from, I looked it up, American Anthem.
Okay.
We couldn't think of the title last time, but it's American Anthem, all about cheerleading, gymnastics.
We did think of American. We just couldn't think of the other word.
Right. I think the guy's name was Mitch Gaylord with Wayne Gretzky's wife at the time, Janet Jones. By the way, she was in that Michael Douglas movie about the chorus line. She was in that. I think
One singular sensation.
that is it.
That's a song in there, yeah.
I never watched the movie. I tried watching it. I'm like, nope.
I've never seen the movie either, but...
So, yeah.
Because at the time, our grandmother took us to a movie, and she said, you can decide which movie you want to go see. Spies Like Us or A Chorus Line. And we were deciding, we were conflicted because we liked Michael Douglas from Romancing the Stones.
Thank goodness
we saw Spies Like Us, yes.
Yes. Now, Mad About You, her song is not related to the TV show. I think that came in the 90s.
Right, with Helen Hunt and Paul Reiser.
Yes. At this time, Paul Reiser might have actually in My Two Dads around this time.
With Greg Evigan, yeah.
Yes, so. All right, anyways. Similar to We Got a Beat. This one's got a drum
We
beat,
got
too.
the beat. We got the beat.
What I see.
We said we got a beat.
We got a beat.
Which, that should have been the title because we got a beat.
Yeah.
So you can have your own beat over there.
Right.
Because since we got the beat, they're like, give it back. Well, I want one.
Right. But it's got its own special beat. And that's not Kenny Aronoff. I don't know who it is, but it wasn't him.
Well, that wasn't drums. That was the bass.
I think it was it might have been both. The bass,
Oh, yeah.
the bass and
The bass drum
same.
was probably going.
Right. So it's cool start to the song, but then you definitely needed that guitar solo. So he was in it. Andy Taylor was in it for approximately 20 seconds.
And then he gets a dear, and they're looking at each other like stoically, staring at each other.
I just did that. What do you think? Anyway, so there's our list for the Go-Gos / Carlisle / Weedland. Weedland did not make our list.
Of course, we knew that wasn't going to happen.
Right. So, but when you watch the video for Our Lips Are Sealed, and you see they have that middle section, she's the one singing it. So we should have known she was.
Hush now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we should have known she was going to have her solo career. And you also know it wasn't going to be as good as Belinda's.
Speaking of solo career, bands that broke up and somebody had a solo career is our next artist,
That's right.
who also starts with G.
Yes, and possibly sang about that band. No, he didn't. But if you think of the song title, you're like, could it be you?
Oh yeah, yes. He sang about the Go-Gos. So you can try to guess who we're talking about next week from that.
Right. And then you'll come back. You'll come back for more tasteless jokes. All right, we'll see you then. Bye.